September 15th, 1940. 30,000 feet above Kent, England. 14:30 p.m. Oberleutnant Hans Ulrich Vogel, his throat dry from the pure oxygen, banks his Messerschmitt Bf 109E. His movements are sharp, economical. He is an expert, an ace. Below him, the chaos of the Adlertag, the Eagle Day offensive, is at its peak. This is the great softening of England. This is the day the Luftwaffe breaks the Royal Air Force. Spitfire, 7 Uhr, Unter. His wingman, Kurt, clips over the radio. Spitfire. 7 o'clock, low. Vogel doesn't need to look. He is already in a split S turn, dropping, gravity pulling his face into a mask. The RAF pilot is new. Vogel sees it in his sloppy turn. He is on the Spitfire's tail in seconds. The British pilot jinks, frantic. Too late. Vogel's thumb presses the red button on his control column. The 20mm cannons in his wings thump, 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 a sound he can feel in his teeth. The Spitfire's wing shears off. It's over. He pulls up, his heart a cold, steady drum of victory. He has shot down 14 Allied planes. The RAF, he knows, is on its knees. Their pilots are exhausted. Their airfields are bombed-out craters. Reichsmarshal Göring has promised them that by this day, September 15th, the RAF will be finished. September 30th, 1940. 32,000 feet above the English Channel. Vogel is exhausted, and he is confused. He has shot down 4 more planes, but the RAF is not broken. They are not gone. He looks to his left. A squadron of Hurricanes. He looks to his right. More Hurricanes. And above them, the Angels, the Spitfires, waiting for every pilot he shoots down. 2 more seem to rise from the fields of Kent. The equation is wrong. It is impossible. And the new pilots, they are not all new. They are good. They are composed. They are aggressive. And they are not all English. Last week, he saw a kangaroo painted on a fuselage. Yesterday, a maple leaf. Where is England getting these men? Vogel's squadron, Jagdgeschwader 26, is worn thin. His best friend is dead. His wingman, Kurt, is in a hospital, burned. His new wingman is 18 years old, with 60 hours of flight time. And he is terrified. Vogel, for the first time, feels a cold spike of dread that has nothing to do with the enemy in front of him. It is a dread of simple, impossible arithmetic. The British are not just replacing their losses. They are multiplying. December 17th, 1939. A secure room in the Parliament buildings. Ottawa, Canada. The air is heavy with the scent of old paper and the quiet weight of a global war. Prime Minister William Lyon Mackenzie King, a man who detests war, is about to sign the most important document of his career. Across from him is Lord Riverdale, a British steel magnate sent by Churchill. Riverdale's mission was desperate. He had laid it out for King in stark, simple terms. Prime Minister, Britain cannot train an air force. It is a shocking admission. Britain is too small. Its skies are too crowded. Its weather is, to be blunt, abysmal. Fog, rain, and low cloud for half the year. And, most importantly, it is vulnerable. You cannot train a 19-year-old to fly a Tiger Moth biplane when a Messerschmitt can drop from the sun at any moment and shoot him to pieces. To win, Britain needs an air force. Not just an air force. It needs the largest air force in the world. It needs tens of thousands of pilots, navigators, bomb aimers, and air gunners. We cannot build them at home. Riverdale had insisted. We must build them elsewhere. He needed a factory for men, a place with endless skies, clear weather, and, above all, safety. A place 3,000 miles from the Luftwaffe. He needed Canada. And so, on this day, they signed the agreement. It is, on paper, a plan. In reality, it is a fantasy of impossible scale. It is called the British Commonwealth Air Training Plan, BCATP. The document King signs is a promise of staggering ambition. It calls for the creation of an entire national Air Force infrastructure. From nothing. It will require 107 new airfields, 184 new support units, over 8,300 new hangars, barracks, and classrooms. It will require 1,800 new trainers, like the de Havilland Tiger Moth, and 2,000 advanced trainers, like the Avro Anson. It will cost $2.2 billion, $40 billion in 2025 currency, the vast majority to be paid by a Canadian nation of only 11 million people. And its goal is to take tens of thousands of raw recruits. Farm boys from Saskatchewan, sheep shearers from Australia, clerks from New Zealand, teachers from England, and, in 28 weeks, turn them into the most skilled air crews on Earth. Mackenzie King signs the paper. The Aerodrome of Democracy is born, April 10th, 1941. No. One Manning Depot, Toronto, Ontario. Jack Miller, 19, from Virden, Manitoba, steps off the train. He has never been east of Winnipeg. He has never seen a building taller than the grain elevator in his hometown. Now, he is standing in a hall with 3,000 other young men, all shouting, all being issued coarse blue RCF uniforms, all smelling of disinfectant and fear. The man to his left has a strange, flat accent. "G'day, mate. Name's Bruce. From Wagga Wagga." He's Australian. The man to his right is a tiny, wiry New Zealander. The man behind him is a South African. Jack is a farm boy. He joined the Royal Canadian Air Force because he wanted to stop Hitler. And because, if he was honest, he just really wanted to fly. He is handed a stack of books: aircraft recognition, meteorology, navigation, Morse code. "You're not here to fly, son," a drill sergeant screams in his face. "You're here to learn. You're here to become part of a crew, and you're not leaving until you are." Jack Miller has just stepped onto the assembly line. He has just become raw material for the machine. 5,000 miles away, Oberleutnant Hans Ulrich Vogel, now flying in the skies over Malta, shoots down another hurricane. He lands, refuels, and goes up again. He is tired. His eyes burn. And he asks his commander, "Where are they all coming from?" "May 1st, 1941. "No. 3 initial training school. Victoriaville, Quebec. 08, Zatter AM. Jack Miller is not in a cockpit. He is in a cramped, overheated wooden classroom, his head aching. He has been here for 4 weeks, and he has not seen an airplane. The air smells of chalk dust, floor wax, and the sharp, metallic tang of Morse code oscillators. Dit, 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 da da da, dit, dit, dit. The sound is constant, a maddening, electronic insect. This is the grind, the first filter of the great machine. Jack, the farm boy, is drowning in a sea of abstraction. trigonometry, principles of flight, celestial navigation. He is staring at a diagram of a Rolls-Royce Merlin engine, his mind swimming. Aircraft recognition. The instructor, a sharp-faced flight sergeant, barks. He flashes a silhouette on the screen for half a second. A plane with square wingtips. Miller, what is it? Hurricane, sir. It's a Messerschmitt 19F. Miller, the Hurricane has a rounded tail fin. Are you trying to get yourself killed? Are you trying to shoot down one of our own? The pressure is immense. Not of combat, but of failure. The man who slept in the bunk below Jack is gone. He couldn't master the navigation. He washed out. He was remustered as a clerk. Jack saw him packing his bag, his face a mask of shame. He had failed the first, most basic test. The BCATP is not just a school. It is a selection process. It is designed to find, with industrial precision, the 1 in 10 who has the mind for it. Jack stays up all night, his Australian friend. Bruce, drilling him, dit-da-dit-dit. L for link, da-dit-dit. D for dog. He passes. Just. His final exam score is 68%. The pass mark is 65%. He is given a new posting. He is heading west. July 10th, 1941. No. 10 Elementary Flying Training School, EFT. Portage La Prairie, Manitoba. This is different. This is home. Jack steps off the train into a sea of wheat, under a sky so vast it hurts his eyes. The horizon is a 360-degree, perfect circle. The airfield is a scar of fresh-cut grass and yellow gravel, and on it, lined up in perfect, gleaming rows, are the kites, the de Havilland tiger moth. They are small, absurdly fragile-looking biplanes, their wings made of fabric and wood, their bright yellow paint visible for miles. Jack is assigned an instructor. Flight Lieutenant Al Pops McGregor. Pops is 28, but he looks 40. He is a veteran bush pilot who has flown more hours in the Arctic than Jack has been alive. He does not smile. Right, Miller, Pops says, his voice a gravelly rasp. He throws Jack a leather helmet and a set of goggles. Get in. The cockpit smells of aviation fuel, cut grass, and something called dope, the sealant on the fabric. It is cramped. The instrument panel is simple. Altimeter, airspeed, tachometer. This is not a car. Pops yells from the front cockpit, his voice crackling through the primitive GoSport tube. You don't steer it. You feel it. Now, put your hands and feet on the controls. Lightly, Pops throttles up. The small Gypsy Major engine coughs, then roars. The plane rattles, shaking so hard Jack's teeth ache. They roll, bump, and then a sudden, magical smoothness. Jack's stomach drops. He looks down. The ground is gone. He can see the grid pattern of the prairie farms 1,000 feet below. The air is clear. The sun is a clean, sharp disk. There are no other planes, no flak, no Messerschmitts. Jack Miller's only enemy is himself. And the endless blue sky. Okay, you have it. Pops crackles. Sir? Fly the goddamn airplane. Miller. Jack's hand tightens on the stick. The plane lurches. He's overcorrecting. Stop plowing the sky, you farmer. Pops roars. You're fighting me. You're fighting the air. Feel it. A light touch. Let the plane fly. For 2 weeks. Jack is a terrible pilot. He is clumsy. His landings are a series of controlled crashes, thump, bounce, thump, that make Pops curse. You're afraid of the stall, Miller, and it's going to kill you. Sir, Take us to 3,000, now. At 3,000 feet. Pops's voice comes through. Okay, I'm going to show you a spin, and you're going to pull us out. Sir, here, we go. Pops pulls the nose up, until the plane shudders. The controls go soft, and the wind speed drops to nothing. The plane stops flying. The left wing drops violently. The world disappears. All Jack can see is the green and yellow checkerboard of Manitoba, spinning directly at him, coming up fast. The sound is a high-pitched, terrifying shriek. Pull us out, Miller! Pops yells, his voice unnervingly calm over the scream of the wind. Jack panics. He hauls back on the stick. The spin gets worse. You're killing us! Pops screams. Do what I taught you. Opposite rudder. Stick forward. Forward? Into the dive? It's insane. Jack shoves his foot on the right rudder pedal. He shoves the stick forward. The spin stops instantly. The plane is now in a vertical dive. The wires screaming. Now, pull back, gently. Jack eases the stick back. The G-force presses him into his seat. The horizon appears, where it's supposed to be. They are level. At 1,000 feet. Jack is shaking. He is covered in sweat. Good. Pops crackles. Now you do it. August 15th, 1941. After 12 hours of dual instruction. Pops. McGregor unbuckles himself from the front seat. He climbs out, stands on the wing, and looks at Jack. Okay, Miller. She's all yours. Don't break my airplane. The front cockpit is empty. It is the most terrifying, most beautiful sight Jack has ever seen. He is alone. He taxis to the end of the runway. He takes a breath. He pushes the throttle. The little yellow plane surges forward. He lifts off. The landing is perfect. A gentle three-point kiss on the grass. He has done it. He is a pilot. While Jack is learning to fly, the factory is at full production. The entire nation of Canada has been retooled from the ground. The sky is no longer silent. It is a constant, overlapping drone. At Nostur 4, Bombing and Gunnery School in Fingal, Ontario, trainees are firing .303 Brownings from rattling ferry battle turrets, their tracers lacing the sky over Lake Erie. At No, one wireless school in Montreal, 2,000 men are hunched over receivers, learning to be the ears of a Lancaster crew. At No, 2 Air Navigation School in Penfield Ridge, New Brunswick, Jack's Australian friend, Bruce, is learning to fly by the stars in the belly of an Avro Anson, a slow, stable greenhouse of a plane. The BCATP is not just creating pilots, it is creating crews. It is an assembly line for a 7-man bomber crew, calibrated to produce every part, at the same time, at the same high standard. The graduates from 10 different schools, from 10 different provinces, who have never met, will one day find themselves in a cold Nissen hut in Yorkshire, England, and be told, "You are a crew. You fly tomorrow." October 1st, 1941. No. 2 Service Flying Training School, SFTS, Uplands, Ottawa. Jack Miller has graduated. He has left the kites behind. He is now standing in front of the North American Harvard. This is not a kite. This is a weapon. It is all metal. With a 600 horsepower Pratt & Whitney Wasp engine that has a deep, throaty snarl. It has retractable landing gear. a variable pitch propeller, and a top speed of 200 mph. It is a pilot maker, and it is a killer. The Harvard will bite you. His new instructor, a cocky ex-fighter pilot, tells him, "It'll ground loop and throw you in a ditch if you look at it wrong. But if you can master this, you can fly a Spitfire." The training is no longer about flying. It is about fighting. Jack learns to fly in formation, wingtip to wingtip. Keep it tight. The Luftwaffe picks off the stragglers. He learns air-to-air gunnery, firing at a drogue towed by another plane. The .30 caliber machine gun chattering. The smell of cordite filling his cockpit. He learns aerobatics as a science. The Immelmann turn, the split S, the Cuban 8. He is no longer a farmer. He is a tactician. December 20th, 1941. A vast, cold hangar at Uplands. 200 men are standing at attention. They are from Canada, Australia, New Zealand. They are from England, South Africa, and Poland. They are all wearing the same blue uniform. They are all 20 years old. An Air Vice Marshal steps to the podium. "Look around you." His voice booms. "You are the product of the greatest single enterprise in the history of this Commonwealth. You are the graduates of the aerodrome of democracy." He pauses, his eyes sweeping the rows of young, proud faces. The enemy is skilled, he is brave, but he has one fatal weakness. He is training his pilots in the middle of a war. He is training them under fire. He is rushing them to the front. You have been given a gift. The gift of time. The gift of safety. You have learned your trade in the wide, peaceful skies of a nation 3,000 miles from the nearest bomb. You are not just trained. You are perfected. You are the answer. You are the enemy's worst nightmare. You are the endless, righteous wave. Pilot Officer Miller, Jack Miller steps forward. The Air Marshal pins the coveted RCAF wings to his chest. He is no longer a trainee. He is no longer a number. He is the product. He has 250 hours of flight time. He is confident, cocky, and lethal. He is on a train to Halifax, Nova Scotia. He is going to England. He is going to the war. And 5,000 miles away, in a Luftwaffe intelligence office, Major Kessel is staring at a map of Canada, covered in red pins. Each pin is a school. Vulcan, Moose Jaw, Medicine Hat, Gimli. He is just beginning to understand. It is not a series in of schools. It is a continent, a factory, and the product. The product is on its way. January 10th, 1943. An operational training unit, OTU, near RAF Cottesmore, England, 21 RPM. The Nissen hut is a half-cylinder of corrugated steel. The air is thick with the smell of wet wool, cheap cigarettes, and the acrid tang of the coal-burning potbelly stove in the center. Pilot Officer Jack Miller. Arcuff throws his kit bag on an empty cot. He is 21. He is 3,000 miles from the clean, safe skies of Manitoba. The endless, damp English night is pressing in. Right. A grizzled RAF flight sergeant says, bursting into the hut. He's not an instructor. He's a herder. Listen up, you sprogs. This isn't Canada. You're not trainees. You're potential. And you're potentially dead. He holds up a clipboard. You sort yourselves out into crews. You've got 48 hours. Pilot, navigator, bomb aimer, wireless operator, 2 gunners. I don't care how. Go to the mess. Make friends. Your lives will depend on it. First flight, so 600. The hut is a random sampling of the BCATP's global assembly line. Jack, the Canadian pilot, looks around. In the corner, a man is meticulously plotting charts, ignoring the chaos. He has an Australian slouch hat on his cot. A quiet, bookish man is checking the wiring on a small radio set. He has a Welsh accent. Two loud, rough-looking men are already arguing over a cot. They wear the Sparks badge of an air gunner. Jack feels a spike of pure, professional loneliness. He's a pilot. He's the captain. He has to build a team that will fly a 20-ton bomber. He walks over to the Australian. The man looks up. His eyes are tired, but sharp. "You, Nav?" Jack asks. "That's what they tell me," the Australian says. "Name's Bruce, from Wagga Wagga. You?" "Jack Miller, pilot, from Virden, Manitoba." "Manitoba," Bruce muses. "Trained at Penfield Ridge, myself. Learned to find my way in the fog. Guess it's good practice for this. A bond forms, not a friendship, of competence." Jack points to the Welshman. "Wireless op?" "Sergeant Taffy Evans. No, one wireless in Montreal." "Good," Jack says. "We need a bomb aimer. And two, them." He nods at the gunners. By midnight, they are a crew. Jack Miller, the pilot. Bruce, the navigator. Taffy, the wireless operator. A quiet Englishman named Arthur Prof. Higgins, the bomb aimer. And the two gunners, Scrappy and Red, who, it turns out, are brothers from Glasgow. They have never met. They are from 4 different countries, but they all speak the same language. The language of the BCATP. When Jack says, "We'll be flying a Wimpy," a Vickers Wellington, all of them know its performance specs. When Bruce says, "Give me a 10-degree port correction," Jack understands the drift calculation. When Taffy taps out a Morse code QDM, request for a bearing, the ground station will understand. They were built in separate factories, but they are all designed to fit together. January 17th, 1943, 15,000 feet above the North Sea. This is not a Harvard skip, Jack mutters to himself. The Vickers Wellington is a monster. It is a lumbering, vibrating, geodetic lattice bus. The 2 Pegasus engines are deafening, and he is flying in total. Absolute darkness, right. "Prof." Jack's voice crackles over the intercom. "Find your target." Their target is a designated patch of open water. This is their final test, a night bombing exercise. "Bombs. Gone." Prof calls. "Okay." "Bruce," Jack says, his hands fighting the buffeting wind. "Take us home." A long silence, just the drone of the engines. "Bruce?" "Shut up." "Skip, I'm lost." A cold dread fills the cockpit. They are in cloud, in the dark. Somewhere over the North Sea. They have 40 minutes of fuel before they have to ditch. "Taffy," Jack snaps. "Get me a fix." The Welshman's hands are a blur on the radio, tapping out the request. The reply comes back, a series of bearings. Bruce, in his dark navigation bubble, swears. "The wind, it's 30 knots stronger than they said. I'm off by 50 miles. He makes a calculation. His hands, trained in the safety of New Brunswick, are steady. "Okay, skip. Steer, heading 275. We'll hit the coast at Flamborough Head." Jack turns. He flies. For 20 minutes, there's nothing but black. And then, a searchlight. A friendly searchlight. They land, their fuel gauges on empty. They are shaken. They are exhausted. And they are a crew. The machine has been assembled. February 5th, 1943. An Luftwaffe Interrogation Center, Dulag-Luft, near Oberursel, Germany. Sturmbannführer Erich Rausch, the camp's chief intelligence officer, stares at the man in front of him. The man is 19. He wears the flashes of the Royal Australian Air Force. He is a flight sergeant, a navigator. He was shot down last night over the Ruhr. Your pilot? Rausch says, in perfect clipped English. He was very sloppy, very green. The Australian, Bluey Thompson, glares at him. Shove it. Rausch smiles. He has a file. It is getting thicker every day. No, he was green. And you are fresh. You still have the smell of the training school on you. He taps the file. But you are not from England. You are from Australia. Your pilot was a Canadian. Your rear gunner was a New Zealander. Why? We like to travel? Bluey smirks. No, Rausch says, leaning in. He is not just guessing. He is confirming. You are all products. You are all from the same place. He opens a map. It is Major Kessel's map. Now covered in pins. A map of Canada. Moose Jaw, Vulcan, Gimli, Portage la Prairie. What? Are these places? Bluey's smirk fades. He is looking at his entire life for the past year, laid out on an enemy's map. That, Rausch whispers, his eyes wide with a terrible, dawning comprehension, is where you are building them. He stands up and walks to the window. He is a soldier, but he is also a mathematician. He is looking at an equation he cannot solve. We shoot you down, Rausch says, almost to himself. We kill your expert N, your flight commanders, your veterans. We are better pilots, man for man. We are better. He turns back. But you are like the locusts. We shoot down a crew of 6, and the next night, 6 more appear. And they are not just bodies. They are trained. They know their jobs. The German Luftwaffe, Rausch knows, is winning the battle of quality. But they are losing the war of quantity. His own training schools, inside Germany, are being bombed daily by the Allies. They are running out of fuel. They are rushing 18-year-old boys to the front with 80 hours of flight time. Often in the same plane they will fight in, the Allies. They are training their men in total peace, in a sanctuary. It is impossible, Rausch whispers. You have taken a continent, a safe, vast continent, and you have turned it into an aerodrome, a factory for airmen. He looks at Bluey. The secret is out. It is not a secret weapon. It is not a new airplane. The secret is Canada. The secret is an endless supply. August 17th, 1943. Only 3:40 p.m. A Luftwaffe night fighter station, Gilze Rhein, occupied Holland. Oberleutnant Hans Ulrich Vogel, the ace from 1940, is no longer an Oberleutnant. He is a Hauptmann, captain. His boyish face is gone, replaced by a gaunt, hollow-eyed mask. He has 42 kills painted on his rudder. He is a legend. And he is a dead man walking. The alarm is screaming, Achtung, Achtung, großer feindlicher Bombenverband. A massive enemy bomber stream. Vogel pulls his leather helmet on, his movements mechanical. He is no longer flying a Bf-109. He is strapped into the cockpit of a Messerschmitt Bf-110G, a destroyer, equipped with the new upward-firing Schräge jazz music cannons. He is a hunter in the dark. Start engines. His radar operator, Kurt, no longer his wingman, but his eyes, calls out contacts. The air is full. My God, Kurt whispers. It is the whole sky. They are heading for Peenemünde. Vogel's squadron, NJG-1, scrambles into the black. This is what they do. They are the night ghosts. Vogel climbs, guided by the ground controllers. He slips underneath the vast, dark river of bombers. He can smell their exhaust. He sees a shape, a huge, four-engined shadow, blotting out the stars, a short Sterling, or a Halifax. It doesn't matter. Hold, Kurt murmurs, his eyes glued to the radar's green fuzz. Vogel eases his 110 directly beneath the bomber. The crew above him has no idea he is there. Their rear gunner is watching behind. Their mid-upper gunner is watching above. The belly is blind. Now, Vogel says. He presses the trigger. The Schräge cannons fire, almost vertically, up into the bomber's belly. There is no tracer, just a silent, deadly stream of 20mm shells. He hits the port inner wing root, the fuel tank. The explosion is not a bang. It is a blossom. A sudden, silent, terrifying flower of orange fire. The bomber's wing shears off. The massive plane, carrying 7 men, cartwheels out of the sky and falls 18,000 feet. Target destroyed. Vogel reports, his voice flat. He banks, hard, to avoid the rain of burning debris. Kurt, find me another. He kills 2 more that night. A Halifax and a Lancaster. His squadron, his single squadron, destroys 15 bombers. He lands at 3:01 a.m., his cannons empty, his plane stinking of cordite. He is a hero. He walks into the debriefing room. The commander is on the phone, his face pale. What is it? Vogel asks, pouring a cup of ersatz coffee. Berlin and Schweinfurt, the commander says, while we were here. The Americans hit Schweinfurt in broad daylight, and the British. This stream you hit was one of 3, over 600 bombers. We shot down 40. Vogel does the math. 40 out of 600. A good night, he says. They will be back tomorrow. The commander snaps, and we lost 4 crews. 4 experienced crews. We have no replacements. Vogel looks at the empty chairs in the mess hall. His friends. Gone. He knows that in England. 40 crews, 280 men, are also gone. But he also knows, from Rausch's intelligence reports, what that means. It means nothing. August 18th, 1943. RAF Grimsby, Lincolnshire, England. 10 Hadouim. The base is in mourning. 3 crews from their squadron didn't come back. A ground crewman is cleaning out a locker, emptying the photos, the half-written letters. In the mess hall, there are empty chairs. Flight Lieutenant Jack Miller, RCF, eats his victory breakfast of eggs and bacon. He has just completed Op 15, Peenemünde. His crew is alive. They are veterans. They have seen it all. Right, the squadron commander says, standing on a chair. Tough night, lads. We lost some good men. The room is silent. But, the CO continues, his voice hard, The Luftwaffe doesn't get a holiday. We have new crews arriving. 3. The door of the mess opens. And in they walk. 3 pilots, 3 navigators, 3 bomb aimers, 3 wireless ops, 6 gunners. They are 20 years old. They are terrified. And they have the same fresh-faced, competent look of the BCATP. They have just arrived from their OTU. They have come to fill the empty chairs. Jack watches them. The great, invisible factory, 3,000 miles away, has just delivered its replacement parts. Miller, the CO says, walking over. Your crew is stood down, but your rear gunner, Scrappy, his tour is finished. He's going home. He's going to be an instructor. Back in Canada, Jack's heart sinks. He's losing a part of the team. You'll have a new man tonight, Sergeant Andrews. Fresh from No. 3 B&G school in McDonald, Manitoba. The factory replaces the worn-out parts and uses them to build more parts. It is a perfect, self-sustaining, brutal system. November 22nd, 1943, 21 p.m., 20,000 feet over Berlin. This is it. The big city. The heart of the Reich. Lancaster F for Freddy. Jack's voice is tight over the intercom. He is fighting the controls of the 30-ton bomber. Bruce, where the hell are we? 2 minutes to target. Skip. The wind is, my God, 100-knot crosswind. Steer 18 to 5. Hold her. The sky is insane. It is not dark. It is a garish, nightmarish light show. Searchlights, hundreds of them, are waving, coning on a single unlucky Halifax, which is being torn apart by flak. The flak itself is everywhere. Black puffs of smoke, lit from within by an orange spark. Bomb aimer, your run, Jack says. Prof. Higgins, the quiet Englishman, is lying on his stomach in the nose, peering through his bomb sight. I can't see. Skip, it's all smoke. The Pathfinders, there. I see the markers. I see the markers left, left. Hold, steady, steady. Bombs gone. The Lancaster jumps. 12,000 pounds lighter. Bombs gone. Skip. Let's get the hell out of here. Bruce, give me a heading. Steer 290 and climb. That's when it happens. Fighter, starboard quarter. Corkscrew. Skip. Corkscrew. It's the new gunner, Andrews. His voice is a high-pitched scream. Jack doesn't think. He does. He shoves the controls, throwing the 70-foot bomber into a violent diving turn. Tur. The sound of cannon shells hitting the fuselage is not a ping. It is the sound of a giant punching holes in a tin can. A sound so loud, it's a vibration. It's Vogel, or a man just like him. In a Ju-88, invisible from below. He's still there. Andrews screams, his 303 guns chattering, a frantic, useless reply. I'm hit. Taffy, yells from the wireless bay. Port inner engine is on fire. Skip! The flight engineer screams. They are dead. A night fighter. This close, with an engine on fire, they are dead. But Jack Miller is not a farm boy. He is a graduate of No. 2 SF's, Uplands. He has 250 hours of peaceful training. He has spun a Harvard. He has practiced this. Engineer, feather port inner. Hit the fire extinguisher. Bruce, give me a heading for the deck. We're going down. He shoves the nose down, diving into the clouds, into the flak, into the burning city itself. It is the one place the fighter will not follow. The fire goes out. The fighter is gone. They are alive, but they are crippled. Taffy, you okay? Jack gasps. Got me in the leg. Skip, it's messy. Bruce, where are we? I don't know, the Australian whispers. We're somewhere over Germany, and we are alone. For the next 4 hours, they fly. They are 5,000 feet. Low, slow, one engine out. Bruce, the navigator from Penfield Ridge, does not panic. He works. With his maps, his compass, and a single, fleeting glimpse of the stars. Okay, Skip, I think the North Sea is 10 minutes, heading 300. They hit the sea. They hit it exactly where Bruce said they would. They land at the first airfield they see. Their landing gear collapsing, skidding to a halt in a cloud of mud. They are home. Hauptmann Vogel lands his Bf-110. He is credited with the kill. He saw the Lancaster catch fire and dive. It is a confirmed victory. But his airfield has been bombed, the fuel truck is burning, and his radar operator, Kurt, is dead. Hit by a stray .303 round from a green rear gunner. Vogel sits in his cockpit for an hour. He will not get a new radar operator for 2 weeks. His plane is damaged. His Reich is burning. He has shot down 50 planes. He has killed 300 men. And it has not made any difference. The bombers keep coming. The crews keep coming. The factory is 3,000 miles away. Untouchable. He finally understands. They are not fighting a war. They are trying to empty an ocean with a bucket. June 6th, 1944. 05:30 a.m. 10,000 feet above the Normandy coast. Flight Lieutenant Jack Miller, RCV, holds his P-51 Mustang steady. The sky is black with airplanes. It is not an air battle. It is an invasion. He is no longer a bomber pilot. His tour of 30 operations ended. He survived. He was offered an instructor's job back in Canada, back to the safety of Portage La Prairie. He refused. He retrained as a fighter pilot. Now, he is leading a squadron of RCAF Spitfires and Mustangs. He looks down, and the sight stops his breath. The English Channel is not water. It is a solid, gray bridge of 8,000 ships. All right, boys. His voice crackles, calm and steady, over the radio. This is it. Form up. Our job is the roof. Nothing gets through to those boats. Nothing. He scans the sky. Where is the Luftwaffe? He sees nothing. Just Allied planes, Lancasters and Fortresses, 1,000 at a time, are laying a carpet of bombs on the coastal batteries. C-47s are towing gliders. Typhoons are prowling the inland roads, looking for tanks. The sky belongs to them, utterly. 08:30 a.m., a German trench, inland from Juno Beach. Gefreiter, Corporal Willy Brandt, 19 years old, presses his face into the dirt. He is a veteran of the Eastern Front. He is not afraid of Russians. He is terrified of the sky. The noise is a constant. Screaming, howling shriek. It is the sound of the Yabos, the Jaeger bombers, fighter bombers, a Typhoon, with Canadian roundels, flashes overhead at treetop level. Willie doesn't even see it. He just feels the thump, thump, thump of its 20mm cannons walking a line of explosions down his trench. The man next to him is vaporized. Where? Where is our Air Force? A new recruit screams, sobbing. Willie looks up, his eyes wide with a fatalistic hatred. There is no Air Force. He spits. It's over. The Luftwaffe has been annihilated. Not just in the sky, but on the ground. For months, Allied bombers, crewed by men like Jack and Bruce, had systematically pounded their airfields, their fuel depots, and their aircraft factories. And the pilots, the aces, like Hans Ulrich Vogel, were gone. They had been attrited to death. They had been overwhelmed, 10-1, by an endless, righteous wave of pilots trained 3,000 miles away. Vogel, in the end, was shot down over Berlin. Not by an ace, but by a green 19-year-old gunner from Medicine Hat, Alberta, on his very first mission. A gunner who had learned his trade in the safe, clear skies of Canada. June 10th, 1944, Luftwaffe Headquarters, Berlin. A final, desperate intelligence report lands on the desk of a broken Reichsmarshal Göring. It is from Major Kessel, the analyst who had first seen the map of Canada. The problem is not the Mustang. The report concludes, the problem is not the Spitfire. These are machines. We can build better machines. The problem, Herr Reichsmarschall, is that we are fighting an enemy who has mastered logistics. Not the logistics of steel, but the logistics of men. We shoot down a pilot with 500 hours of experience. They replace him with a pilot who has 250 hours of experience. We shoot him down. They replace him with another pilot with 250 hours of experience. We are training our boys in 80 hours, and they are dying on their first flight. The Allies have a sanctuary, an untouchable aerodrome, a continent, where they build pilots as if they are stamping them from a press. We have discovered the secret to their air dominance. It is not America. It is not Britain. It is Canada. The factory had done its job. When the British Commonwealth Air Training Plan was signed in 1939, it was a fantasy. By the time it shut down in 1945, it was the single greatest aviation training program in human history. It was not just a British plan. It was Canada's plan. Canada, a nation of 11 million people, administered, operated, and paid for the vast majority of it. The final numbers were staggering. It trained 131,153 pilots, navigators, bomb aimers, wireless operators, and air gunners. They were not all from the Commonwealth. They were from Poland, Czechoslovakia, Norway, Belgium, and France. They were the free world, learning to fly in the free skies. Over 107 airfields were built, from scratch. A network of 184 support units. An air force of 11,000 training aircraft. It cost Canada $2.2 billion. A sum so vast it was per capita. Its single greatest financial contribution to the war, and the cost, was also in blood. Over 10,000 BCATP staff and trainees died. Not in combat, but in the cold, unforgiving skies of the prairie, in spins, in engine failures, in mid-air collisions. They died learning, so that others could win. The secret was never a secret weapon. It was a secret process. It was the foresight to understand that a total war is not a war of heroes. It is a war of production. The Germans had Expert 10. The Allies had an assembly line. President Franklin D. Roosevelt had called America the arsenal of democracy. But in the sky, that title belonged to its northern neighbor, Canada. Canada was the aerodrome of democracy. It was the quiet, Vast and impossible factory that built the one weapon Hitler could not counter. An endless, righteous, and perfectly trained wave of men.